I've just noticed that there's a bloody hedgehog in my shed. How did he get in here? Hello, and welcome back to Tom's Tap. So I am very late for work. I went out last night, I stayed out late, I got up late, I'm a bit hungover. I couldn't really be bothered to do anything today, but I thought I'd get a bit of work done. It's currently 2:30, but it is what it is. I've made quite a lot of money over the weekend. I've had some decent sales, so let's start with that. So the first sale is this vintage, I think it's 1950s. It's almost like a Tonka truck sort of thing, but it's made by Triang. I've never seen one of these before. I paid £5 for that, and that sold for 70. Next up is these two Mega Bloks figures. I picked these up months ago. You may have seen these in one of my car boot videos. These owe me less than £1 each, and they sold for £17. Next up, I've sold one of these. You will have seen these in my previous videos. These owe me about £1.75 each, and I've been selling those for £45 plus postage. I've currently got 4 of these on charge now. My USB cables came, so throughout the day I've been charging these up, and then what I do, I leave them overnight, and then the next day I'll see if they've held a charge, and if they have, then I will test it, and then once they're tested, I stick them in here. These are going really well. So far I've tested about 20 of these, and only about 3 of them were faulty, so those are going way better than I was even expecting. I've sold a yellow Lego tub, just an empty tub. That one went for £8 plus postage. Then we've got this Space Invaders plug and play TV game. I think that's from like 2001, and that went for £22. Also sold 2 of these Xbox One Guitar Hero dongles to 2 separate buyers for £30 each. The next one is this PS2 console with controller, cables and memory card, and this thing is minty. Look at the condition of that. There's not a single scratch on this, as you can see. I listed that, and then within 10 minutes it sold straight away for £70. Then we got this iToy for the PS2 with 2 iToy games. This has been listed for about 10 months, and I've been reducing the price down and down and down just to try and get it sold. Nobody wants them, but that finally sold for £5. Then we've got this Anki Cosmo robot thing. Now these are worth a lot of money if they're complete. So mine's missing the charger, and it should have 3 of these little blocks. It's basically like a little robot thing you control your phone, I think. But because I haven't got the charger, I can't test it. I mean, it probably does work. If you have all the bits for that and the box and everything, they can sell for like over £100. But because I had loads of bits missing, I've sold that for 35. Then we've got these 2 vintage wood planes. One of them is a record number 5. That is a Stanley number 4, boxed. Paid £5 for that one, and I think I paid about £4 for that. And those are going through GSP, and they went for £53. And then the last sale was this big Lego storage tub. I normally sell them for about £25, but I've let that go for 15 just because it takes up so much space, and I just wanted to get rid of it. And in total, that comes to £550. So for a couple of days worth of sales, I'm pretty pleased with that. I did also sell that graded Charizard Pokemon card that I won on a Whatnot show. Owes me about £15, and that sold for 170. That has actually gone to a subscriber as well. He watched my video and said he had to have it, so we went and bought it straight away. So shout out to you, mate, much appreciated. I've just noticed that there's a bloody hedgehog in my shed. How did he get in here? I've been in here for about an hour, and he must be sat there this whole time. But I'm gonna need to get him out. He may have been in here all night, you know. How on earth am I getting him out? Bless him, he looks terrified. Right, I've got a towel. I'm guessing I'm gonna have to just stick a towel over him. But as soon as I move that metal thing, he's probably gonna run off. not moving. I think he's pretending to be dead. Problem is I've got to dig him out. It's okay, mate. Right, this is the bit that's going to scare him. I need to get that out of the way. Just jammed in. Poor thing, he's going to be terrified. Curls up in a ball. That'll actually make this easier for me. Got him. Oh, he's spiky. There you go, mate. There you go. Right, crisis over. Right, I'm just packing my orders and I've got a nice little trick here which I thought would be worth showing you. So I'm just doing these vintage planes, and because these are quite sort of heavy with like sharp edges and stuff on them, I need them to be in a strong double-walled box, but at the minute I haven't got any that are big enough. So what you can do is actually double up single-walled boxes. So these eBay boxes, they only have one layer of cardboard and they're a bit flimsy and they get crushed quite easily. If you ever need one to be a bit stronger, if you just stick one inside of the other, like this, if I can get it in there, like that, and then fold it over. And there you go, now you have a double-walled box. And you'd be surprised just how much stronger that actually makes these boxes. Another nice little tip, if you ever run out of brown paper void fill, these bags for life make really good void fill. It's actually better than brown paper, I think, because they're real thick and they really fill the space in really nicely. So I'm just gonna stick that in there. Look at that, it just really packs it out nicely. Another one there. I'll put that there. One more for good measure. Right, let's give it a shake test. There we go. Really, really well padded. No movement inside. Lovely stuff. Okay, so that's all my orders packed for today. And now I'm going to move on to one of the more enjoyable jobs that I've been having to do recently, which is testing some of these Wii U pads. So I'm going to get this hooked up to the TV. And the way I've been testing these is basically just playing Mario Kart 8. So to do that, you just have to sync up the pad to the TV. And basically I've been sort of doing these on and off throughout the day. So once I've done a job, like packed all my orders, I'll pick one of these up. So this is one of the ones that's been charged yesterday and then left over there. Now it still turns on, which means it holds a charge. So I know that the battery's okay. I'll give it a quick game of Mario Kart, and then if I know it works after that, it then goes into the box there. So I've set myself a bit of a task with this. Because I have 100 of these to test, I thought I may as well try and complete this game while I'm doing it. So let's have a quick race. This must be the best job in the world. Like, I'm literally getting paid to play Mario Kart. This is such a fun game. I have to tell myself not to get too carried away with this, because it's very easy to just sit and play this for hours. I also feel like I'm kind of wasting my time while I'm doing this during the work day. But as I say, I'm literally getting paid to do this. For every pad I sell, I make about £43 profit, and this is all part of the job, making sure they work. There we go. So basically, I'll have a quick round, and then I'll also make sure that the motion is working as well. I'll do a motion sort of race with it, check all the buttons. I've just done that with this, I know it all works. And then when I get bored of doing actual work, I'll just pull another one of them out and have a bit of fun for 5 minutes. Another thing I've been doing as a bit of a hobby really in my spare time, because I've got so many consoles, what I've been doing in the evenings is trying to repair broken ones. Now this Xbox, when I got it, it was an absolute state. It was filthy, the disc tray didn't open, the clock capacitor had exploded all over the board, the thumbsticks on the controller were all worn, the controller was actually broken as well. I spent quite a lot of time on this, but I completely took the whole console and controller apart, cleaned all the buttons, cleaned all the motherboard, I removed the clock capacitor, I fixed the disc tray by putting a new drive belt in there, put new thumbsticks on the controller. I've cleaned it all up so it looks immaculate now. As I say, it did take me ages to do it, but I really enjoyed doing it, and I just thought, well, because I've got so many of these consoles, I may as well actually try and get them listed and get them fixed. I've tried something which I've never really tried before. This is now seller refurbished, but when I tried to put refurbished in the actual listing and put seller refurbished as the condition, it wouldn't let me. It said only pre-approved sellers are allowed to do that. Now here's a question for everyone watching. Does anyone know how I can get approved to actually have those options? Because I've kind of had to go around it a bit here. I've put refurbed instead of refurbished because it wouldn't let me use that word. And in the condition I've had to just write refurbished, but it still just says used instead of seller refurbished. And I'm kind of trying to push my luck a bit here. Obviously an Xbox like that normally sells for about £50, but because of all the time and effort and stuff I've put into it, fixing it and cleaning it all, replacing parts, etc., I've listed it for £140, and I've also said that it comes with a 6-month warranty. I'm assuming I'm allowed to do that. If within that 6 months someone buys this and it breaks again, I can return it and refund it or replace it. But yeah, I think it does warrant that kind of price, and I was quite surprised really. As soon as I listed this, I've got about 7 watches on it, so I'm going to see how this goes, and if I can sell it for that much, I'm definitely going to carry on doing this. Right, there's one more job I need to get done today on my to-do list, which is to log some recent purchases I've made into my Quickbooks accounts. So last week I picked up 2 massive job lots of stuff. They're still in the van at the moment. The reason they're in the van is because I didn't have anywhere to put the stuff in here. But yesterday I did a car boot sale and I had a bit of a clear out. This was like rammed to the front with stuff, and just to clear some space, get some money back in, did a car boot, and I actually made about that much money back at the car boot. So that money that I've spent for this stuff, I've basically recuperated that. So the stuff I'm about to show you in the van now is basically all profit. I need to get it in and then get some photos of it, get it logged into QuickBooks. So as you can see, there is quite a lot of it. We've got bags and bags of remotes again, bags and bags of consoles. We've got that bad boy, that's worth some dough. Boxed Atari there. We've got some really nice retro stuff in there. Loads more consoles. Got some big box PC games there. And then we've also got a load of games there. Now there was actually a lot more of this stuff as well, but I took a lot of that to the car boot as well. Again, just to get some money back in and clear a bit of space. Yeah, I'm gonna get all this out now. So when I get a big job lot like this in, I just lay it out on here, and then I'll take a nice wide angle photo of that and then upload that onto QuickBooks. I'll document the day I bought it, how much I spent, where I bought it from, and that's basically the closest I can get to some kind of receipt really. You can't get receipts when you're buying stuff cash in hand. But yeah, this is actually probably half of what I actually bought. As I say, I took a load of it to the car boot yesterday. I thought, I've got so much of it, I'm going to just try and sell off a load of the not so good stuff, put all the best stuff to the side to keep, to put on eBay, which is all this stuff here. A lot of it I sold yesterday, and I think I made about £380. So my initial spend was 500, so now this all owes me about 120. Now I'm pretty sure I can make that back selling that. That potentially can be worth like 200, 250 or more, depends on the condition. I haven't really looked at it yet. So yeah, there's a lot of profit here, a lot of good stuff. All these consoles are going to go onto my console shelf, which I'm slowly running out of space. Did show this before, but there's all my tested ones, and my untested ones are down here, and this is getting a bit out of hand. I really need to sort this out. If anyone watching needs any particular console, I've probably got it. So if you want to send me a private message on Instagram, if you say, oh, I need a GameCube, if you got one, I can come in here, have a look, try and find some wires, test it up for you, and I can do you a good price, because I just need to start getting through these. I have thought about maybe doing some sort of consignment deal with these, but I'm kind of umming and ahhing about it at the moment. I'm still undecided because we've got Q4 coming up, and consoles fly out through Q4 up to Christmas, so I don't know if it would be wise of me to send this all off to someone else to sell, to be honest. But yeah, as I say, I'm undecided on that. I'm going to get this all sorted out now. There is a couple of really nice bits in here that I want to show you actually. So I'd have looked through some of these. Now I did get a load of Sega Saturn games in, and I really don't come across these very often, but there's some really nice ones in here. I think that's about 30 or 40 pounds. That one is about £200, and look at the condition of these. Absolute beauts. Now the problem I have being a collector is when I get stuff in that sort of condition, I just have to keep it. So there's like 200 quid there that I'm not making because I'm keeping it. That one there, I think that's also about 200, and then that one is about 300. Crazy. But again, I'm probably going to keep a lot of them. These ones, the condition isn't as good, so I will be selling all these ones. Again, there's some really nice ones in there. That double game one there, that's about 60, 70 quid, I think. Got a load of really nice original Xbox games, and these are all in mint condition as well. So I'm probably going to keep all of those. Again, I'd make a lot more money if I didn't, but I just see it as an investment. Instead of me going out and buying games I want on eBay and spending up on them, I just get them for free basically. I've got some nice Atari games here. We've got a load of cameras here, and there's some really nice ones in here. Without looking them up, I think that's at least 100, that one. I think that one is about 70, 80. That's about 100 as well. I think that's about the same. I did have loads more, as I say, not so good ones, and they're either still in the van or went to the car boot yesterday. Loads of controllers again, loads more consoles, loads more remotes. I get absolutely hundreds of these, and there's good money in these. These are always like between 5 to like some of them £30 each. But these I do send off for consignment, so I send these all off to someone, and he sits through them and sort of cleans them all, tests them all, lists them all, sells them all, and then at the end of each month he gives me 50% after he's paid all his fees. So he gets a load of free stock coming in regularly that he doesn't have to fork out any money for, and then I get them sold without having to put in all the work involved selling them, because it is very time consuming. It's time I just don't have. So I think I'm going to end the video there. I'm going to spend probably the rest of the evening now sorting through all this stuff, maybe try and get a few bits listed, because I haven't listed anything today. But if you have enjoyed watching this video, please hit that like button, subscribe as well if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.